Now let's talk about where this is happening, geographically that is, because the AI infrastructure boom is not evenly distributed. North America led in 2025 with 36% of global infrastructure spend. That's about 144 billion out of the 400 billion. The US, as you would expect, is a dominant market. Northern Virginia, Loudoun County specifically, is still the largest data center market in the world. Then you've got Texas, Arizona, Oregon, and Silicon Valley. But Asia Pacific is growing the fastest, 35% CAGR. China and India are pushing hard with a combined 50 billion in AI infrastructure investments in 2025. China is building massive AI clusters for domestic tech giants like Alibaba, Tencent, and Baidu. India is positioning itself as a lower cost alternative for AI infrastructure, government incentives, and growing data center capacity. Europe is lagging as regulatory constraints, higher energy costs, and slow adoption are holding back growth there. But there are pockets of activity like in Ireland, the Netherlands, and the Nordics, where data center development is still strong. And then there's the Middle East. The UAE and Saudi Arabia are making big bets on AI infrastructure as part of their economic diversification strategies. They've got money, they've got land, they're willing to invest in power and cooling infrastructure. So we're seeing multi-billion-dollar data center projects in places like Dubai and Riyadh. The point of me sharing this is to understand that the market is decentralizing. It used to be that if you wanted to build AI infrastructure, you went to Northern Virginia or Silicon Valley. Now you've got options. And that's creating competition among regions to attract investment. But it's also creating challenges. Not every region has the power infrastructure. Not every region has the water resources. Not every region has the skilled workforce. So there's a mismatch between where companies want to build and where they can build. Now, some of you are wondering, is this sustainable? Is this a bubble? Well, it's a fair question because 400 billion in 1 year, well, that's a lot of money. And whenever there's a boom, there's the risk of a bust. Some analysts are raising concerns. There were whispers of oversupply in 2025. Some data centers came online and didn't fill up as fast as expected. Some companies scaled back their AI infrastructure plans because the economics didn't work out. And there's the debt angle. Citi is warning that cumulative debt for AI infrastructure could hit 2.8 trillion through 2029. That's a lot of leverage. And if the expected returns don't materialize, well, to say it modestly, there could be a lot of pain. But here's the counter argument. The demand is real. This is not the dot-com bubble where companies were spending money on vague internet strategies with no clear business model. AI is being deployed for real use cases. Training large language models, running inference at scale, powering recommendation systems, automating workflows. The demand is there. Gartner is forecasting 2 trillion in global AI spending in 2026. That's up from 1.5 trillion in 2025. So the growth is continuing. And the hyperscalers, well, they're not stupid. They're spending their money because they see the returns. Microsoft AI services are generating billions in revenue. Amazon's AWS AI offerings are growing fast. Google's AI capabilities are core to their search and cloud businesses. So the spending is justified, at least for now. The risk is not that AI is a fad. The risk is execution. Can the industry actually build all this infrastructure? Can we get the power? Can we get the GPUs? Can we get the skilled workers to build and operate these data centers? Because right now, those are the big constraints. Not demand, it's supply. All right, so what's coming in 2026? Let's start with the big number. Citi is forecasting AI data center spending at 300 to 400 billion in 2026. Total infrastructure capex, including compute, networking, power, cooling, and everything, is projected at 490 billion. That's 24% year-over-year growth. And Gartner forecasts for AI spending, and that's infrastructure plus software plus services, they expect 2 trillion. So we're talking about continued exponential growth. On the compute side, NVIDIA's ramping Blackwell 2.0, and even talking about their new Rubin architecture set to launch in 2026. AMD is expected to hit 25% in market share. AWS just signed a deal with Anthropic and OpenAI for accelerated chips, the Trainium and Inferentia. That's a significant shift. The GPU and accelerator market is becoming more competitive, which is good for buyers. More options, better pricing, hopefully shorter lead times. Power demand is projected to jump 22% in the US, reaching 62 gigawatts for data centers. That's going to drive 200 billion in green energy infrastructure builds. Solar, wind, battery storage. And there's heavy demand for on-site power generators, even potentially small modular nuclear reactors for on-site power. Next, the hyperscalers are doubling down. Alphabet is projected to spend 75 billion on AI infrastructure in 2026. Meta is at 60 to 70 billion. Microsoft and Amazon are staying somewhere between 80 to 100 billion. But watch the bottlenecks. Labor shortages are expected to delay 30% of projects in 2026. There simply aren't enough skilled workers to build and operate all this infrastructure. Electricians, carpenters, masons, HVAC technicians, network engineers, data center operators. The workforce gap is a real thing. Now, energy regulations could cap growth in some regions. But what we've seen thus far from this Build Baby Build administration is they're friendly and supportive of doing what's necessary to make energy available. Now, if local governments start imposing restrictions on data center power consumption or water usage, that's going to slow things down a bit. So what do you do if you're planning AI infrastructure for 2026? Well, first, prioritize hybrid architectures. Mix cloud and on-prem for cost control. The cloud market for AI infrastructure is projected at 150 billion in 2026. Cloud is expensive, but building your own AI data center filled with power-hungry chips is more prohibitive for most companies. So a hybrid model allows a company to leverage the capex efficiency and control of its own infrastructure on-prem while accessing the OpEx flexibility and instant scale of cloud providers. A pure cloud or pure on-prem approach rarely offers the best performance to cost ratio for all workloads. Hybrid allows you to match the right workload to the right environment. Second, audit your power and cooling strategy. Liquid cooling can cut energy consumption by 10%, but you need to scout water-stable sites. Don't build in water-stressed regions unless you've got a plan for water sourcing and recycling. Third, vendor locking are costly. While NVIDIA currently dominates and is a great option, relying solely on one vendor or one type of hardware increases total cost of ownership and limits flexibility. So test and validate silicon alternatives. Actively explore and validate competitors like AMD MI300 series. In specific large-scale training and inference workloads, the MI300 can offer a significant reduction in TCO compared to the equivalent NVIDIA solutions. Evaluate cloud-specific accelerators. Don't overlook proprietary cloud hardware, which offers distinct performance and pricing models. AWS Trainium and Inferentia, these are highly optimized for common machine learning frameworks. and can offer a superior price-performance ratio for certain training and inference tasks executed within the AWS ecosystem. Google's tensor processing units. CPUs are exceptionally efficient for large-scale, highly distributed training jobs, often providing faster time to train and lower costs per model than comparable GPUs. So bottom line, avoid vendor lock-in. A diversified strategy, which includes GPUs, AMD's offerings, and cloud chips, provides negotiating leverage, protects against supply chain shortages, and allows you to match the best price performance to the specific demands of each workload. And fourth, bet on the edge. 20% of 2026 spending is projected to go to edge infrastructure for inference. If your use case is latency sensitive, edge makes sense. And the market is maturing. The tooling is getting better. The economics are getting more favorable. Okay, here's the big picture. This boom is shifting and reshaping economies. Brookfield is projecting $7 trillion in cumulative AI infrastructure investment by 2035. That's not just tech spending. That's power plants, that's transmission lines, that's water infrastructure, that's real estate, that's workforce development, everything. This is a generational shift, and it's happening now, but it's debt fueled. Cities warning about 2.8 trillion in cumulative debt through 2029 is real. So there's risk. If the returns don't materialize, there's going to be pain. Bankruptcies, write-downs, consolidation. But the winners, the companies that plan 18 to 24 months ahead, that lock in power and GPU allocations early, that build flexible architectures, that invest in the right regions, those companies are going to have a massive competitive advantage. So here's where we are. 2025 was the year the AI infrastructure boom went from this is interesting to this is reshaping the global economy. 400 billion in spending, 236 billion just on data centers. It's not slowing down. 2026 is projected to be even bigger. 490 billion in total infrastructure capex, 2 trillion in total AI spending, and the bottlenecks are getting worse, not better. Power, GPUs, skilled labor, water, these are the constraints. If you're in this space, if you're building AI infrastructure, if you're selling to companies that are, if you're investing in this ecosystem, you need to understand where the money is going. Not just the top line numbers, the allocation, compute, power, cooling, networking, storage, regional dynamics. Because that's where the risks are. And that's where the opportunities are. And if you're working on AI infrastructure strategy and need help thinking through your 2026 plans, reach out. I do consulting in this space, and I'd be happy to talk. And if you're a vendor or service provider looking to reach CTOs, engineers, and infrastructure decision makers, consider being a sponsor. I'm Vernon Neal Reed, and this is AI Infrastructure Media.